flight, so let's vibe instead. What we gonna talk about today? Inspiration or dreams per se. Bet it all on art is what I say. Thank you for letting us in your day.
What's going on? Oh no, that's not what we need. Whew! What's going on, everybody? This is the first episode of Creative in the Car. As a creative, man, there's a lot of stuff that I think about. There's a lot of stuff that I believe we should have discourse on. And this whole entire podcast is that. For those who don't know, my name is Xxenyth. I'm currently a creative manager at a nonprofit. I've worked as a creative director in other capacities. I've worked on different sets, made a couple albums, worked with music, worked on audio dramas. I've done a little bit of everything. Photographer, videographer, wedding videographer, wedding photographer. Worked on different types of sets, HBO sets, union sets, non-union sets. Filled out, been a PD, been a documentary maker. I've done a little bit of everything. And this whole entire podcast is talking about the creative journey and the language of creatives. And the reason why I say it's a language is that anybody who's ever worked in any type of creative journey or worked in the creative field as a whole, you understand a couple of things, right? You understand that your medium, whatever it is, there's a language that goes into it. For those who don't believe me, man, just if you're a photographer, right? If you say, okay, I'm going to go take a shot, is it a wide shot, medium shot, close up, extreme close up? Am I using a telephoto lens? Am I using a wide lens, the nifty 50? Do I have my 24-70 on me? What's my camera body? What's my mount? Is it a micro 4/3? Or is it an EF mount? You know, like these are all the different languages that just a photographer speaks. If I'm talking about a musician, they have to know the scores, the tempo, the key, the part, you know, like you might have to think, oh, it's knowing the crescendo, knowing the triplets. And then that's just, you know, one aspect of music. If I'm a music producer, I got to know about the soft pass, the fade ins, the fade outs, the decibels, the gain, the bass, the all of that, the bass, the treble, like all of those different things, the reverb, the non-reverb. Like if you are an audio engineer, then you're focusing on the decibels, focusing on the noise level, making sure that we're based together, the ambient noise. All of those different things are part of speaking the language of a creative. If you're an artist that paints, you have blue, but it's not just blue. You have periwinkle, you might have cerulean, you have navy. If you're a digital artist, those colors means different things. What's the hex code? What's the hex code? What is the pigmentations? What's the tint? What's the shade? What is the brand design? What are the major colors? Is it triadic or is it monochromatic color scheme? You know, then it's like, okay, do I have the vectors? Do I have the EPS? Do I have the PNGs? Do I have the JPEG? Is it high res? Is it how many pixels per inch? PPI, like we all speak a language. And because we all speak a language, that's what I want to talk about today is getting other people to understand that because we speak a language, there will never be an area or a time where we won't have value. There's a lot, I can't say it, a lot of discourse around what's the value of a creative? What's the value of what we do? And more importantly, how do we make sure that we don't get pimped from our value? As a creative, we've been fighting all different types of wars, and we've been fighting them for a while. We gotta fight our clients to make sure we get paid correctly. We might find our contractors, make sure we get paid on time. We gotta fight the world who says that creativity is not a worthy pursuit. We spend a lot of times fighting different wars. In the most recent one that we have to fight now is technology. And the reason why I believe that people believe we have to fight this war on technology is that if you look left and right, artificial intelligence isn't exactly doing the mundane task. Oh no, it's coming directly for a lot of our necks, it seems like. It's creating video, photo, and unfortunately, it's even replicating the esteemed art of the mastermind behind Studio Ghibli. The very man who told the world he would be appalled if artificial intelligence ever created what he created. Yet, the irony of it all is everyone's now using ChatGPT's latest model to make this thing happen. And the reason there's a link between the language of creativity and the wars that we fight is oftentimes people can't speak the language of your creativity. When they give you one of our biggest across the board, every creative, you send in a piece of creative work. You worked long and hard on it. You thought about it. You've gotten a pretty good idea based off whatever the briefing was, whether it be a conversation, a phone call, or actual document. And then you get the most objectively horrific feedback any creative would like to hear or see. I need more, but not quite like that. As a creative, we all go through expletives trying to figure out what type of feedback is that? What am I supposed to do? And then we go from not only the producer of XYZ content, now we having to seemingly educate people as to why certain things are done. And sometimes to our detriment and even the project's detriment, we have produced a piece that the client likes, we are indifferent about, and sometimes, rather than not, it is a part of our portfolio. But then every now and then we run into the client that we do convince, we do persuade, we do have to enlighten that I indeed am the artist and the expert qualified, and you hired me to do this position. And that tongue in cheek of, I didn't know this, is all what we strive for, because once you admit that you, the client, do not know, I, the expert, can inform, and then retake authority of said project to make sure that we both don't look like idiots trying to produce something. That language of creative, that feedback loop, is one that all of us know all too well. The ability to not only produce, but educate our clients all at the same time. That language of creativity is what we deal with all the time. And it seems that AI will now be able to speak that language of creativity. As we all have seen, witnessed, and done, there's always an artistic medium or creativity of the human brain that I'm not going to say is superior to the computer, because that would be false. But it thinks in such an non-linear way that computers can't seemingly replicate. They can copy, but they can never replicate the different feels and chills that you get from a whole entire cinematic masterpiece that we've heard on Interstellar, or the moments that we feel when we watch Studio Ghibli for the first time, or the emotion that you feel that we all felt when Goku turned Super Saiyan 1 for the first time, and or we watched the first dragons being born on Game of Thrones, and or input favorite moment from favorite creative medium here. One thing we as creatives, and I'm striving to do before I go into Publix and go ahead and get my snack, before I talk to my baby girl once I get back to the crib, is this. We speak a language that a lot of other people do not understand or know that we speak. And because of this, I would say to every creative, get a master's in your language. Learn the technology, learn the techniques, learn the certifications, learn what it is that can prove to other people that you speak this language and you speak it well. Whether it be your portfolio, whether it be a cert, whether it be an album, whether it be a collection of art, wherever it be, I'm striving my fellow creatives that we have a battle to fight. And the fight, it will always be against ignorance of the language that we speak, operate, and live in. This is just a simple call of the creative in the car, driving around, talking to the rest of you guys, giving you guys inspiration, insight, maybe even some tools, tips, or tricks that I maybe have learned in my very colorful jack of all creative trades career. I'm not anybody of influence. I'm just an observer of different things, and people happen to like when I'm able to talk on different things. And the best place, I guess, to catch me, in a very, inexpensive, non-gimbal-esque, no color correction type of deal is just talking. And that even to me is a different type of art in and of itself. So this is the first episode of The Creative in the Car. And as this takes off, as I have more conversations, I just want for all of you guys to remember that take pride in your language. Take pride in the creative code that we all talk. And understand that as long as you are always a master improving, that any type of declarations on art, because there's been many of them, of all different type of facets, that your worth, your value as a human creating art in this world will never, ever be erased or not valuable. So become a master. Double down in your language. Learn another creative language, if you will. And keep on creating. They only win when we put our lenses, our keyboards, our instruments down. So don't put them down, pick them up, and go create. God bless.
Creative in the car, my blinker blinking, windows cracked, thoughts just drifting, life's on green, but this light's on red. Traffic's light, so let's vibe instead.
You were just riding with Xxenyth, the artist in motion. If this episode sparks something, subscribe, share, or send it to a creative who needs this fire. Remember, they only win when we stop creating. So keep your lens up, your brush sharp, your soul in tune. Until next time, God bless you. Keep creating.
Hey, creative crew, you can now listen to Creative in the Car on your favorite platforms. Tap in with Xxenyth for a ride through the real creative journey, filled with insight, laughter, wisdom, and fuel for your artistic grind. Now streaming on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review. It means more than you know. Thank you for supporting art, purpose, and the power of creativity. Until next time.
My blinker blinking, windows crack, thoughts just drifting, life's on green, but this light's on red. Traffic's light, so let's vibe instead.